All right. Today I'm going to cover Java. So I'm going to get into assimilating the Java language. Last time I was able to get a little bit stuff cooking a little bit ago, and I'm going to go ahead and just get right into it. And I'm going to share my screen and start coding with Java. So I'm going to make this a little bit bigger here. So there's a nice full screen. There we go. Perfect. Okay, and next, what I'm going to cover is I'm going to look and see if I have a code space enabled. I don't. Let's see if I have pre-builds enabled, and it's disabled, so it's enable. And then if I go to this repo here, let's actually create a new one, say new with options, and go from there. And while this thing is spinning up, what I'll do is, because it'll take a second, I'm going to look at where I was at last time. So let's see, what did I do? So I set up a Java dev container instance. We can take a look at that to do a review. I don't have maybe they removed it. I'm not sure. I did which Java. We said Java version, and it showed that it was running OpenJDK 17.0. And what I did was I was following this guide, which I think we'll pull up again, getting started with Java, right? The official Java tutorial here. And I think this is probably a good one to dive into a little bit more here. While this thing is building, let's try to figure out what would be a good next step here. I think the build system would be an interesting one. Let's see what we have here. So we have this. Last time I was doing commercial Java, I used Maven, I believe. So I'm kind of curious in terms of Java build systems. What is the state of the art here? Let's look at maybe Stack Overflow. I think is probably a better source. And here we go. Java build system options modified 10 years ago. Well, that looks kind of old. What about this? Croakage? Nope. Let's see what we can. What is a build tool? Java build system, Stack Overflow options. What is the latest that people are doing for Java? Here we go. What's this? Maven. Okay, so that's what I used. I don't know, like 10 years ago when I was doing some Java, and Maven's. Okay, we'll use Maven. So let's Google Maven, and let's go ahead and take a look at this. Okay, how do we do it? How to download it? What do we do here? So Maven's required. That's probably a good thing to see if I can set up today. Let's try that. Let's go ahead and get into this. And is Maven installed? No, it's not installed. Now, I'm curious, though, if I could just install it with GitHub here. If I just say P and I say install extension, and we can look at Maven maybe? Or is it dev? I think it's dev container. I think is one of the ways you can do it. It's like dev configure dev container, modify your active. Here we go. And then if I go to Maven, aha, this is probably what I want. It's a software project management. It can manage a project's build. Is that really what I want? Is a software? Let's look at this. Yeah, let's see what this is. Dev containers, Maven is a software project management and comprehension tool. Oh, it can manage a project build. It looks like this is probably what I want. That's a weird description, though, for a build system. And what's the difference between these? Let's click on this one. We'll do that one. and it says, okay, look, you made a change. And so if we go back to our dev container here, we would need to, there we go, Maven right here. It looks like, now actually, I'm curious if I already have this installed. Do I even need this? Maven executable, or I don't know, maybe you put it in there right now. So I guess I could do a git diff dot dev container, and I think Maven's already installed though, because I'm seeing here that's already installed. I don't know what the big difference is, but now where's it going to put Maven? That's the, I see. So it's this one. So I have to read this, and let's try that out. Oh, okay. So let's actually look at this make file here, and we can say run, I don't know, run Maven or something for here, and that should give us at least an idea of how to use Maven. And then if I look at the documentation for it, hopefully there's like a simple hello world here. So configure, how does it work? Let's Google Maven hello world. Let's say Maven hello world Java. What do we got here? There, this is what I want. Maven in 5 minutes. Okay, so we'll do this first. I mean, probably what I could do here is document this. That would be a good idea. So we can say, we'll call this day 2, set up Maven. Okay, so follow guide right here. Put this down here like this. So there's the Maven version, and we're going to follow this Maven in 5 minutes. Looks good. I could be nice about this and make this into a nice formatted link for people. We can say follow guide here for Maven in 5 minutes. There you go. Okay. So if we run Maven version, let's just, it is kind of annoying that that's not in my path. Oh, it is in my path. So mvn dash version. Okay, so it was already there. We have Maven. So this would be good. This is kind of a cool thing to put in the make file. So let's just say Maven info or something, right? We could just, oh, actually, that doesn't even make sense. I don't even need to do that. I mean, I don't need to, but I guess I can just for fun. Like, I don't know, print some, echo out some Maven info. Perfect. We can see here that if we do that, it shows us the latest stuff. So we'll say this, the output should look like this. Here we go. Dash. There you go. We can see a few things here. We've got the location of Maven. We have the Java version. The vendor is from Microsoft, and the runtime is userlib JVM MS OpenJDK current. And we have the locale, which is in US. Encoding is UTF-8. OS name is Linux. We got it all set up there. So next, what we can do is continue to follow the Maven in 5 minutes, and it's going to say create a project. So you need somewhere for your project to reside. Create a directory and start a shell in that directory. On the command line, execute the following Maven goal. So create a directory somewhere and start a shell in that directory. They're not so you'll notice it created a directory with the same name. So does it create it for us? Generate. Oh, I see. So generate will create a directory with the same name as the artifact ID and change it to there. So this is why people complain about Java. Let's like, whoa, are you nested enough yet? Right? Like that's a lot of nesting. But I'm going to copy this verbatim and I'm just going to put it in here and we can do this and we can say Maven. So we'll just say create a structure. So create a project structure. Yeah. And we'll go ahead and do that. There we go. Whoa, look at all that. That is amazing. All the stuff that it did. Yeah, it's been quite some time since I was doing anything with Java. I think over 10 years, maybe 15 years. I don't know. But I do remember Maven was quite an interesting tool in terms of interesting, not necessarily being super fun initially because of, again, this nested structure. It's like, wow. So what we can see here is that the source main Java contains the project source code, and then the source test Java contains the test code, and the POM XML is basically the config file for the project. So again, XML is not necessarily like a super fun thing to be looking at versus, let's say, YAML, but we can take a look at this. And so it says you executed the goal, and then we can build the project. Okay, so we're going to say MVM package. So probably what I would do at this point, since I've created this big structure, and we'll say cd into my app. So let's do this. We'll just say cd my app. And this is where I would probably start to build out a makefile, just because since I'm going to go into um, my app here, that's what I think would be good is to actually have a clean way to deal with stuff. And so I could probably even just copy the makefile above and just tweak it a little bit and say like, create a makefile. There we go. And if we go into here, build Maven info, version. Now, if I said make Maven or make Maven info, what does it give me? Does that work still? Make Maven info. Make Maven info. There you go. So that does work. And then I'm going to change this, right? Because it's a different way to build with Maven. So to build it, you type in mvn package, and this will do all kinds of fancy stuff. So we will put this here, Maven package. It's reminding me actually, over almost 25 years ago, I learned a little bit of Java when I was working at Caltech. That was the first time I got exposed to it. And make build. There we go. Not bad. So we got this thing cooking, and it's interesting, like how much verbosity it goes into the build. The build is pretty quick though. I mean, that's 3-second build is not bad. Although all this downloading is very strange. Why does it need to do all that downloading? I guess since the second time I ran it, it doesn't have to do any downloading, but kind of an interesting process here. So if we go back to this, we'll say create the makefile, and then inside of the build, place a build command. In this case, it would be the build command we put Oh, not that one. It would be this one. It would be this build command that we can do bash, right? And then you want to say run make build. Perfect. So we got it. We got it built. And then in order to test the compiled and packaged jar file, you have to do some fancy stuff here, which is definitely like, wow. I mean, the Java Hello World is with Maven is not really a super fun Hello World. It's the wow factor is not necessarily there. And if we go through here, we say uh, run a Hello World in Java. You can do this. There we go. We'll say by putting this into file, i.e. make run. So let's do that. Oh, that's not really run. Is it run? Let's see. Will that run it? Oh yeah, it will run it. Okay, so let's do that. Let's put it into here, and we'll say run and run the app. We'll say run the app. There we go. So now we can do make run. Ooh, hello world, neat. Yeah, okay. So that's kind of cool. So I got Maven kind of figured out, at least the hello world. And if I go back to here and I say try out the hello world by doing the following. Dash by doing the following, make run. Output should look like this. There we go. We got this thing cooking. Dash. Okay, so now if we look at by default, Maven might use an old version that's not compatible. That didn't happen to me, so I'm good. But I am kind of curious though. If I just say, if I look at that POM file, what do we got going on here? So again, this is not really pleasant. I used to actually code in XML, believe it or not, and it's really not pleasant because the nested structure is really difficult to read. I don't see the JVM version here though. Where is this? So I don't know. I don't see it. We have configured our Maven to use 3.1 and target Java 11. See, I don't see that. To learn more about release, do this. Oh, okay, let's put that into our make file. So let's go back here and let's just say Java info. We're going to do that. And so we'll say make Java info 1705. And if we go here, we look at this Java enhancement proposal. Enhance it so it can compile Java programs on older platforms. So I don't think that applies to me at all. This is kind of a weird guide, but okay. So the Maven phases. So we have validate, compile, test, package, integrate, verify, install, deploy. The two other ones are clean. So this cleans up the artifacts, which is not a bad idea. And then site generates site documentation. An interesting thing to note is that phases in gold may be executed in sequence, clean. This will clean the project, copy the dependencies, and package the project. And then the site will do this. So it's interesting. Yeah, I mean, I think it is worth knowing Maven. It looks reasonable, not horrible, not great. Um, and I probably could just do like a, a clean here. So if I just said clean, would be mvn clean. And if I said all, what would, let's see here, it would be clean build run. How about that? Make all. Let's try it out. Let's see if that works. Make all clean. It deletes all the artifacts, and then it builds it again and it runs it. Right. So not bad. So it's worth knowing a little bit about build systems here, and it's like to do a make make clean, and then rebuild. We can combine all steps into a make all like that. So basically, we would say make all, and hash, and we could say this would, yeah, do that. Very good. So I think that's a decent thing to do for the day. And if I say get status, we can go up here. Um, I am a little concerned that my get ignore will check in garbage. I'm so bad at this. Oh man, this is also annoying that that I can't use Vim, but I can do this. Let's see here. Ignore PyTorch, Java. This is not good. Java. Yeah, let's create a Java.getIgnore. Let's see what we can find. Here we go. That's what I need. I need this one. This one. Java getIgnore. Maven. That. There we go. Let's grab that, and let's throw this stuff in here. We'll just say even stuff. Right. So whenever you're using a new language you're not that good at, like I'm not that good at Java, I think it is a very good idea to be careful about not putting a bunch of garbage inside. And so I'm trying to be overly cautious here. Do not check in binary files, which I always do check in binary files, and I screw things up. So I'm trying not to screw things up this time. So now I'm going to say get add.getIgnore. And then I'm going to say get status. We can see all that stuff. Get add.dev container, get add star, get commit successful. Now, one last thing that I'll do is I like to add a note to myself for next time. So we'll say day 3. We'll try to build a command line tool. So we'll say day 3, build a Marco Polo command line tool with Maven. No clue how to do that, but I'll figure it out next time. So we'll just do this. We'll say get add readme, get commit, adding steps next session here, and then we do get push. All right, so got that one done. In a couple weeks, I'll be back with some more Java, and see you then.